Well, good viewers and listeners when I was a lad, we played games like Grab Ass, and while challenging in its own right, it pales in comparison to Horde 3.0. But fear not, old Cyril and his sidekick John are here to help. Over the coming weeks, we'll be making guides for each class. But first, we're going to give you 10 general tips for surviving the Horde, which will help you regardless which class you play as. So let's get to it! Post-haste! Number 1. Recycle fortifications on the early waves to upgrade the fabricator fast. Have the engineer take sentry and decoy discount skills and place the fortifications in high-traffic areas where they will get destroyed quickly. Then have the scout, with the deposit bonus skill, pick up and deposit the power from the destroyed fortifications. The discount and bonus together will make the purchases near enough a wash, and buying all those fortifications will level up the fabricator right quick like. If you want to get even more power in the first 20 waves, have the scout also equip the brawler and execution power bonuses. Since any melee kill counts as an execution, you'll get the execution bonus on everyone you melee. Plus you'll also get the deposit bonus. Using both these methods together, you can easily get the fabricator to level 3 by wave 10, though the scout will only be able to get one-hit melee kills up to wave 20, so it's a waste of those 2 skill slots on the later waves. Plus, it's a pretty risky strategy since you have to get close to the drones, which brings me to number 2. Number 2! Keep your distance from the fucking drones! They're easy to deal with at a distance, but have multiple one-hit kill attacks at close range. And for Reuters, they have lightning-fast hands. Sometimes they'll kill you without even being on screen. What the f***? Indeed, the basic drones have caused more of my deaths in Horde than the rest of the enemies combined. Fuck off, asshole! I'm trying to make a video! Number 3! Let sentries do your work for you. True, the level 1 sentries have low damage and ammo, but from level 3 up, they can cut down even the toughest enemies in seconds. Beyond wave 20, you should primarily be using your power to build sentries. Always make sure you have multiple rows of them as well, since occasionally a guardian will make it past the front line. For an example on just how effective sentries are, watch my War Machine speedrun video log. Number 4! Instead of repairing fortifications after they get damaged, avoid the damage altogether by moving them out of harm's way. Some bosses, like the Rock Lobster and Snatcher Doodle, will cause continuous fire damage and can easily destroy your entire base. There's no need to waste power on repairs when picking up a fortification makes it impervious to damage. And while we're on the subject, don't be afraid to rearrange your base on the fly when shit goes haywire. Sometimes moving a turret or sentry can mean the difference between life and death. Number 5. Use the repair tool wisely. Normally on higher waves, it's a good idea for someone aside from the engineer to buy a repair tool since you're gonna have a lot of stuff to reload and rebuild, so everyone should learn how to use it. It has a surprisingly long range, so you can repair things from in cover. It also damages enemies and can kill the smaller ones like balls and monkeys. Also, when you're repairing a turret, always look slightly away from where the enemies are to avoid being blinded by the sparks. Number 6. Always prioritize picking up a downed scout over other allies. Not only is it important that they're alive to collect the power before the end of the wave, but they also stand the best chance of survival should the rest of you go down like drunk white girls on prom night. And if you pick up someone's tags, deposit them right away. Look at this dumbass! He picked up my tags, was feet away from the fabricator, then decided to go fuck around for the rest of the wave! What are you doing, you fucking asshole? Number 7! Stay out of the heavy's way! Be mindful of your heavy's firing line and don't run directly in front of them. His boom shot won't hurt you, but the splash damage will kill him. And if you're on a boss wave, there's a good chance the whole team is gonna die because of your ignorant ass. And don't stand in front of the turret, you idiot! If you hear your character commenting on friendly fire, you're probably standing in someone's way. And finally, this should go without saying, but don't build a fucking turret in front of another turret! Oh, what are you doing, you dumb bitch? Number 8, never roll with the torque bow fully cocked. There's nothing worse than an accidental discharge, especially when it gets on your black pants. One time I thought I'd cleaned it off and left the house, only to have the ghostly white remnants reappear. It's called a Casper. Number 9. If you're having trouble with a particular boss, kill yourself. No, not in real life, stupid. If you can't seem to beat a tougher boss, like the Snatcheroo, just let it kill you a few times, and eventually a different boss will spawn. This is particularly helpful on maps where your base is inaccessible to the bigger bosses. Sometimes it's quicker to just die a few times to get the boss you want instead of having your entire base destroyed. Number 10! Always have a scout, a heavy, and an engineer on your team. These 3 classes are the most important, and every squad should have at least one of each. I'll get to the specifics in the individual class videos, but together, these classes provide the 3 most important things for surviving the Horde. Building a well-equipped base, having enough power to maintain the base, and taking down the bosses. The soldier and sniper both have their uses, but neither one consistently excels in any of the important categories. Number 11! What the fuck, number 11? I thought this was a top 10 list!
We had more than 10.
Well, thanks for not letting me know ahead of time, asshole! Now I look like an idiot! Number 11! Turrets aren't just for offense, they also reduce incoming damage. If you're ever caught out of cover with a turret nearby, jump on it as it will decrease incoming frontal damage by roughly 30% and increase your chances of staying above ground. And when you're this old, staying above ground is right up there on the priority list with prune juice and internet porn. Number 12! Some enemies don't count toward consecutive kill ribbons. Guardians and tracker balls don't count, neither do the Reuter Scion guys, nor the big chappy robots. But for some reason, monkeys and pouncers do count. If you're trying to rack up as much XP as possible per round, keep this in mind and pick your targets accordingly. What the fuck? Number 13! Don't use the retro charge or the chainsaw on harder waves. They're both glitchy as hell and way too unreliable to use under heavy fire. Don't jeopardize your whole team just so you can look like a hotshot. Number 14. Build the base in a defensible location, preferably in a spot where the bigger bosses won't be able to access. Also, pick somewhere with a roof so the... What the fuck? How did that? Pick somewhere with a roof so the Brumax rockets can't hit. Oh, fuck this! If you enjoyed the video, please leave a comment and a like. It helps us get more exposure on the YouTubes. And while you're at it, why not subscribe? We put out shit like this every week.